Shalom, Akim. First and foremost, call halal Yahawah, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kodash. All right. All giving all praise to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. All right. This is Naaman with the DC camp. I was going to do a video concerning Moab. All right. And this is about the plagues that are marching across. But at the very top, it says the economic collapse. Are you prepared for the coming economic collapse and the next Great Depression? So they know, all right? So back to the subject matter at hand. It says 4 plagues are marching across Asia simultaneously. Coronavirus, African swine fever, H5N1, bird flu, and H1N1 swine flu. So they're getting their collective asses handed to them, all right, by the Most High. And this is prophesied, all right, because these proud motherfuckers, these Moabites, these so-called Chinese, they some proud devils, and they think they're going to rule next, all right? So let's jump right into it. All right, let's go to, as soon as this loads, let's go to 2 chapters over here. All right. Let's scroll on down. Let's see. Wait a minute. Here it is. All right. This says, 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and 46, and thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person. Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. All right. 48, thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore, saith the Most High Yahawah. And that's just it. Everybody, if you notice, Moab used to be very proud with wearing their traditional garments up until, around toward the end of Mao Zedong's reign. And then that event where Nixon went to China, all right, and then not long afterwards, throughout the 70s and the 80s, you started to see a lot of more of them emulate American mannerisms, dress, etc., getting into, again, Hollywood has gone far, all right, throughout the earth. Everybody, you got Nollywood, you got Bollywood, Elam, you got, everybody's trying to emulate these devils, all right? So what comes along with that? Now, like it says here, deck thy daughters in whoredom, that they may please and glory in thy lovers, all right, have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. All right? So naturally, you bring onto yourself, all right, what's going to come to these Edomites, all right? So let's get to another one real quick. Let's go to, because this is the thing, all the people that have plagued Israel, guess what? This is Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. It says, and the Most High Yahawah, thy power, will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, all right, which persecuted thee. All right, so not only what we're talking about today is Moab, but all these other nations are going to get it. All right, so let's get into this article right here. You see these horses here? The 4 horsemen. It says the coronavirus outbreak that is raging all over China right now, has been making headlines on a daily basis all over the globe, and rightly so. At this point, we don't know if it will ultimately become a horrifying global pandemic that will affect tens of millions of people. But what we do know is that the virus spreads very easily, and the number of cases has been rising at an exponential rate. All right. So let's dig into that just in case for those that don't know what that means. All right. Exponential growth rate. The number of confirmed coronavirus cases is 236 times higher than it was 2 weeks ago. That's what it means. It's multiplying upon itself. All right. Let's go back. Still like it, bear with me. Sometimes this thing has a life of its own, seems like. It says, continuing on, it says, meanwhile, 3 other plagues have also been marching across Asia, and most people in the Western world don't even realize that this is happening. Why? Because you depend on this news over here, which is just designed to keep the average dumbed down American citizen, just to keep them fat, dumb, and happy. All right? And that's what it's designed to do. Or Laura's kitten is caught up in a tree. Oh, that's so terrible. I mean, bullshit. That's what it is. The dumbing down of America. All right. Let's see. It says, what I'm about to share with you in this article is quite chilling, and the months ahead will be very dark if these plagues continue to spread. It says, long before we ever heard of this new coronavirus, African swine fever was devastating pork farms from one end of China to the other. And we know that Moab loves his pork. All right. He said, there is no vaccine for pig Ebola. There is no cure. And once it hits a farm, the only thing that can be done is to kill every single pig so that it won't spread anywhere else. All right. But even though draconian measures have been implemented, it has just kept spreading. And at this point, about 2/3 of China's swine herd has been lost. All right. So that's the beginnings of, like I said, Moab loves his pork. All right. So they're going to catch hell about that. It says video of people fighting over pork at Chinese meat counters will likely become more common as the fallout from the African swine fever outbreak in China progresses. See? Doesn't take much. All right. And yes, if it seems like I'm happy, I am, because these proud motherfuckers have always been at our throats. I mean, making fun of us, when we're down. Brett Stewart, president of the market research and analysis firm Global Agri-Trends, estimates about 2/3 of China's swine herd has been lost to the disease, and contrary to official government reports of recovery, more pigs are dying every day, all right, as African swine flu continues to spread. Prior to this crisis, approximately half of all the pigs in the entire world lived in China. Damn. And they would usually slaughter about 700 million a year. Damn. Them some pork-loving, pork-eating motherfuckers. But now pork production has absolutely plummeted, and this is driving pork prices in China through the roof. Up, famine. In China itself, pork prices are at an all-time high at just under $300 per hundredweight, and the country outbids Japan, which is usually the top bidder. Food inflation is soaring, and some Chinese people have been unable to buy pork in 6 months. All right, unfortunately, this insidious disease has also been devastating farms in many other nations all over the planet, in particular Cambodia, North Korea, South Korea, Vietnam, and the Philippines have been hit particularly hard. All right? So Moab's catching it all over. All right? So it has been estimated that 1 out of every 4 pigs in the entire world has already died. And this crisis is far from over. Fortunately, African swine fever, I said flu, African swine fever does not affect humans. But this new coronavirus seems perfectly suited to be transmitted from person to person. Is it just me, or is this anybody else noticing how this is not natural? At least I hope you don't think so. All right. It says Johns Hopkins has put up a map that is continually updated. And according to the latest official numbers, there are now 14,637 cases, and the death toll has risen to 305. But by the time you read this article, those numbers are likely to be even higher. Of course, many are extremely skeptical that the official numbers coming out of China are accurate, and this is something that I have written about repeatedly. There have been multiple reports that indicate that China has been falsely categorizing the deaths of many of the victims to keep the death toll down. And it is also suspicious that so many corpses are being taken directly to the crematorium. Radio Free Asia has tweeted a disturbing video on its Twitter account on Saturday morning detailing how those who died of coronavirus in Wuhan, the outbreak area in China, were loaded up on a bus and taken directly to the crematorium. Let's see if we can get some of this video. Let's see. Okay. All right, let's see.
现在我数一下啊，时代，1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8，有8个，对，这么多就这死了，这是几年？就昨天是吧？哎呦，这死人这么多，
他都没保
对，病房帮我进了，他在往这搬尸体呢，往这搬尸体。 这里面还有整池，也有整池，没有，这里面也有整池。哎呦，这你家什么人呢？父亲。哎呦，我的父亲。哪里的父亲？那个有别人。 完全知道了，晚上回家的，完了，估计不上来了，已经没有啊，不上来就了，没有生命特征了吗？这个又完了，这个完了，这个又完了呀。
Okay. So you can ask yourself, well, damn, why is this happening to these little motherfuckers? All right. And it's not without, hold on here, I'm trying to go back, here we go. All right, so let's get some scriptures real quick and I'll come back to this because, again, these are our ancient enemies. So let's go to Jeremiah. Let's go to 48, start at the top. It says, against Moab, thus saith the Most High Yahawah, the Lord of hosts, the power of Israel, woe unto Nebo, for it is spoiled. Kiriathaim is confounded and taken. Misgah is confounded and dismayed. All right, there shall be no more praise of Moab and Heshbon. They have devised evil against it. Come, and let us cut it off from being a nation. Also thou shalt be cut down, O madman. The sword shall pursue thee. All right. All right. Let's skip down. All right. For because, verse 7, for because thou hast trusted in thy works and in thy treasures, thou shalt also be taken, and Chemosh shall go forth into captivity with his priests and his princes together, because they were heavy. This is the main idol, god of Moab, Chemosh. All right. And the spoiler shall come upon every city, and no city shall escape. The valley also shall perish, and the plain shall be destroyed, as the Most High Yahawah hath spoken. All right. Skipping down. Verse 11 says, Moab hath been at ease from his youth, and he hath settled on his lees, and hath not been emptied from vessel to vessel, neither hath he gone into captivity. Therefore his taste remained in him, and his scent is not changed. All right. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Most High Yahawah, that I will send unto him wanderers that shall cause him to wander, and shall empty his vessels and break their bottles. And Moab shall be ashamed of Chemosh, as the house of Israel was ashamed of Bethel, their confidence. All right. And how say ye, we are mighty and strong men for the war? Because what did Moab do? You got to remember, when you go into Numbers, from chapter 22 up until 24, 25, who did they hire out? I mean, we can get that account. Let's see. With Balak, and here it is. And the children of Israel sent forward and pitched in the plains of Moab on this side Jordan by Jericho. And Balak, the son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites. And Moab was so afraid of the people because they were many. And Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel. And Moab said unto the elders of Midian, Now shall this company lick up all that are round about us, as the ox licketh up the grass of the field. And Balak, the son of Zippor, was king of the Moabites at that time. He sent messengers therefore unto Balaam, the son of Beor, to Pethor, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, Behold, there is a people come out from Egypt. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Come now, therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure I shall prevail, that we may smite them, and that I may drive them out of the land. For I wot that he whom thou blessed is blessed, and he whom thou cursed is cursed. So Balaam had a reputation, all right? And that's why he was sought after by Balak, all right? King of Moab at the time. And the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the rewards of divination in their hand, and they came unto Balaam and spake unto him the words of Balak. And he said unto them, Lodge there this night, and I will bring you word again, as the Lord shall, as the Lord shall, I'll start acting up on here now. As the Lord shall speak unto me, and the princes of Moab abode with Balaam, all right? So, looks like, did it again. Let's see. This thing is real finicky. I have to go out and come back in again. But in any case, this is one of the reasons, all right? Because like I say, they are our ancient enemy, all right? So they sought after, got this guy to curse Israel, all right? So let's skip to 25. Y'all know about the donkey or ass that the Most High loosened his mouth and he spoke, all right? And Balaam said, how can I curse someone that the Most High has blessed, all right? So let's see. Here it is. This is Numbers chapter 25, verse 1. It says, And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. Got to watch them women. All right, those heathen women. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods. And the people did eat and bowed down to their gods. And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor. And the anger of the Most High Yahawah was kindled against Israel. So there we go. That's another one. All right, so back to this article real quick. All right, you saw that video. They dying at the hospital. They take them straight to the crematorium. I hope for their sake they are dead. All right, not that I give a damn, but just saying. All right, skipping on down for time's sake. Let's see. It says, unlike after. Okay, wait a minute. Let's see. It says, alarmingly, remember there's 4. I just read 2. Alarmingly, the H5N1 bird flu has also popped up at a facility in India. All right. So they're destroying chickens and destroying all right. So you see this pattern emerging. All right. So it says, we haven't heard much about the H5N1 bird flu in recent years, but this is an extremely deadly disease, and so we will want to monitor these developments very carefully. All right. On top of everything else, the H1N1 swine flu is starting to spread once again. In fact, more than 100,000 people in Taiwan sought medical treatment for flu-like symptoms at hospitals across the country over the past week. Did we ever hear anything about that? I do not think so. Me personally, I know I haven't. And there have been 13 confirmed deaths. See, all this is, well, it's like what it says here. Let me get it real quick. All right, this is going to go to the book of Hebrews, chapter 10. All right, let's go on down to the end. Man, this thing is just, wow. Hold it. Man. That's why sometimes, for this very reason, I like to use something else that doesn't depend on the internet. Okay, this is Hebrews 10 and 31. It says, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. All right, and that's Yahawah. All right, Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi. All right, and that's who's doing this to them, and rightfully so. These nasty motherfuckers. All right. It says, it goes on to say, so the truth is that all of these outbreaks are very concerning, and never before have we seen so many alarming outbreaks occur simultaneously. All right, letting you know there's something else going on here. All right, this is a divine hand. It says, could it be possible that we have entered a period of time when mass pandemics are going to become the new normal? All right, this is the Most High causing Esau to put this out there. All right, hopefully none of these current outbreaks will end up killing millions of people all over the globe. And we know about, all right, we know about that plan, all right. They want to get the population down to 500 million people worldwide, all right. This is what Esau Edom wants. Remember, he's the exact opposite of what the Most High wants, all right. The Most High says, all right, talking about with Israel, he says, be fruitful and multiply. What does this devil do? You want to kill everybody. All right. It says, but we have been warned for a long time about how vulnerable we are. And the experts assure us that it is just a matter of time before a mass pandemic brings death to every corner of the planet. All right. Georgia Guidestones is what I was getting to. All right. There's states in there. That's their 10 commandments. They want the population, is the big thing, to be culled. You know, it's over 7 billion people on this planet. So to get it down to 500 million or less, so at least 6.5 billion got to die. Just saying. Let's see if I got any more. Let's see. Yeah, let's see that. Yeah, that's it on that. So, once again, the Most High is tearing Moab's a new asshole, so to speak. All right, let me get just a couple of more. Let me see, just to make sure I finished up in Jeremiah. Let's see. Here you go. Verse 33, Jeremiah 40:33. And joy and gladness is taken from the plentiful field. Is that not so? And from the land of Moab, and I have caused wine to fail from the wine presses. None shall tread with shouting, their shouting shall be no shouting. From the cry of Heshbon even unto Elielah, and even unto Jahaz have they uttered their voice, from Zoar even unto Horonaim, as an heifer of 3 years old, for the waters also of Nimrim shall be desolate. All right. Let's see. Verse 37, for every head shall be bald, and every beard clipped. Upon all the hands shall be cuttings, and upon the loins sackcloth. Because like I said, these devils are proud. They think they're going to rule next, all right? Their economy's been booming, all right? They hold a lot of the U.S.'s debt. All right, 38. There shall be lamentation generally upon all the housetops of Moab, and in the streets thereof, for I have broken Moab like a vessel wherein is no pleasure, saith the Most High Yahawah. All right. 39, they shall howl, saying, how is it broken down? How hath Moab turned the back with shame? So shall Moab be and a dismaying to all them about. All right. They shall howl, saying, how is it broken down? How hath Moab turned the back with shame? So shall Moab be a derision. Let's go on to that. And a dismaying to all them about him. Because everybody's already looking at people sideways when they start to cough. All right. Let's see. Like I said, they were always getting at Jake. This is Strong's H7814. Shakawak. 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 Laughter, laughing stock, mocking, derision. All right. Derision of object. Made a sport. All right. Good for their motherfucking asses. All right. All right. So I'm going to end it there this time. All right. Because that's about it. Once again, the article reads this from the Economic Collapse blog. All right. 4 plagues are marching across Asia simultaneously. Coronavirus, 1. African swine fever, 2. H5N1, 3. Bird flu. All right. So there you go. I like that depiction of the 4 horsemen there. All right. So with that, I hope whoever sees this is edified. Yeah. The most important thing you can do is pray. All right. Keep your prayers coming. All right. Pray for the brethren who are doing this work all over the world. All right. These Edomites are scared shitless. Trust me. Everyone else, as a matter of fact, because they're seeing what's happening. These prophecies are kicking off. All right. So now they're worried. All right. So with that, once again, call Halal Yahawah by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Kodash. Once again, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who told me this truth. All right. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and byways pushing this truth. All honesty and sincerity. I'm trying to wake up the hopefully elect so we get the hell up out of here. So with that, Shalom, Akim. Ba ba ba.